edition of Lumberjack Logic Live from the car. I've got a winning report for you, folks. You're going to love this. Do me a favor, though. Smash that like, chat in with where you're from. And, folks, I've got good news. Seriously good news. Please go check out my sponsor, though, MyPillow, mypillow.com/lumberjack for big savings on the best sleep products available. Get yourself one of those mattress toppers. It will revive your sleep. They're as low as $99.99. And free shipping. All right, I see people from California on. I see foggy here in California. Interesting. All right, folks, listen to this. Tom Homan just released these numbers yesterday. President Trump has been in office just over a year, and we've had over 7,000 deportations. This is not including the self-deportations, folks, which is well over 1 million. We're over, I think we're right around 2 million now deportations. It's not enough. But I'm telling you, it's a lot better than it would have been if Kamala had been in, folks. Zambroda, Minnesota, good to see you on the stream. So 700,000 deportations between Border Patrol and ICE. That is a record, folks. Especially, this is the thing that I don't think people get. These are interior enforcement operations. We have never seen this take place before in our lives, okay? Now, have you guys seen, there's a video circulating of some idiots in Minnesota cosplaying like they're lifting the Minnesota Somalia flag, and they're trying to compare it to like Iwo Jima, you know, they're trying to strike that pose. And now, I'm not joking, get ready for this news. If you can't understand what freaktards these lefties are, Minneapolis has been nominated for a 2026 Nobel Peace Prize, a move that would mark the first time an entire city is put forward. So they're cosplaying about a real event, Iwo Jima. Folks, do you understand the casualty rates on Iwo Jima? Do you understand the hell those Marines went through when they stormed the beaches at Iwo Jima? It was worse than Normandy, okay? Way worse. I mean, these Japanese were cemented in pillboxes with machine guns, and they had to go up and take each individual pillbox, often with flamethrowers or grenades at close range. I mean, it's absolutely absurd. Any thinking American, this is why it's so important to learn history so they can't cosplay off a real historical event that required real courage. Okay? Here, I'm going to give you something else. If you guys, okay, let me time for back for a sec. We have midterm elections coming. You all are aware of that. It is now time for you to get into real conversations with people. I'm going to give you some stats that you can utilize in this because people do get squeamish, they get weak. We do not have the moral fortitude as a nation that we once did. So you have to encourage people to find their moral fortitude. Listen to these numbers out of Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. crime is plummeting as much as 80%. That's speaking of homicides specifically. Homicides are down 80% in D.C. this year. Robbery is down 58%. Burglary is down 28%. Motor vehicle theft is down 57%. And all crime is off 26%. That is the difference that happens when you get tough on crime. I spoke with Mayor Rudy Giuliani on his show the other day, and he was asking me about things going on in Minneapolis. You know, and I used to live right down there. I lived on the midway between Minneapolis and St. Paul. I played basketball with the drug dealers over at Lake in Chicago and South Minneapolis. So here's the thing. I know that area a bit. And so Rudy's asking me questions that's just unique to the area. I said, Mayor, I said, this is unique to the policies of that city. I said, when you were in New York, okay, and you had people doing what they're doing in Minneapolis, closing off streets and checking papers, would you have allowed that to happen? Would you have allowed the windows to get smashed? And he goes, no, I had a rule. Like, as soon as the window's broken, that's it. People are getting arrested. That's why you didn't see the same riots. If they would do that in Minneapolis, get serious about it. I talked to my friends on the police force down there, and I'm telling you what, folks, they go and arrest people, and they're out the next day. Mary Moriarty, the Hennepin County attorney, will not charge these rioters. Anyways, moving along, okay, if you guys want to know who the left is most scared of, okay, who do you think that is? Let me ask you guys in the chat, comment, who do you think it is? Who do you think the left is most scared of right now? Out of all the people in governance, Who is the left most scared of? Again, please smash that like if you just jumped on. Chat in with where you're from. Come on, I want some answers to this. Tulsi? Nope, it's not Tulsi, but they're scared of her right now. They are scared of her. Homan? No. Folks, there is somebody. He's basically number 2. Oh, thank you so much for that super sticker, Jim. Lunar Raleigh Hegseth. This is why I love this. Most people are not getting this. There it is. Somebody got it. Katerina got it. Nope. Clara, KLAIRAH 2611. Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller. A couple other people got it now. Stephen Miller is who they're most scared of. And I'm going to tell you why. They tell you who they're most scared of by who they most attack. Listen to this headline from the Rolling Stone, posted on X. The worst White House aide in history for the good of the nation and his already tarnished legacy. Trump should fire Stephen Miller immediately. Stephen Miller is the legal mastermind behind everything you're seeing. Stephen Miller has courage, he has guts, he has balls, tenacity, and he's got the mental ability. This guy is the best thing that's happened in the Trump White House, and that's why they're screaming about him needing to go. Okay? Stephen Miller is awesome. Okay, folks, there was a special election. Jim, thanks. Another super sticker. Jim, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, here's another thing. There was a special election in Texas. Have you guys heard about this? In fact, all the special elections in state houses this year, guess who's won them all? Guess who's won them all? Anybody? The Republicans or the Democrats? Okay, people are having a heart attack over this. They're freaking out. I've looked at the numbers on this, okay? The Texas one that just happened. Okay, and there's a lot of angst about GOP turnout. And you know what? You can say that. There's bigger angst, though, amongst the Democrats about what's happening with the election integrity movement. Do not forget what happened in Tarrant County, Texas, okay? Don't forget. If we can stop election fraud, we can move the needle on a lot of this. If we can change the census so it's not counting in illegals to apportion seats to Democratic districts for people who aren't even citizens, it will change a lot. That's why they're freaking out about this so bad. But here's the thing you need to understand and what you need to talk to every single less engaged GOP voter about. If they allow this to happen, if they don't turn out in record fashion, by the way, precinct caucuses are tomorrow in Minnesota. They are tomorrow. It's on you to figure that out. No, I don't have a bunch of links for you and everything. Figure it out. You can do a Google search. If you're in Minnesota, you need to get to your precinct caucuses to support who you want to have for governor, okay? Obviously, my friend is Mike Lindell. I like Mike, everything. So, he's very mega, okay? But some people are going to choose different people. I don't care who you choose. You just need to get engaged in the process. All right? Fair enough? Okay. Tomorrow night, precinct caucuses in Minnesota. Figure it out. Contact your local GOP. Look it up online. It's not hard to do. Okay? Put a little effort in. You want to save the nation and you can't put a little effort into a web search? I can't help you. Okay? I know where mine is. All right. If we don't turn out the vote, and if we don't get this, and they allow the Democrats to win the midterms, you know what's going to happen? Trump's going to be impeached twice a week, every week. I mean, obviously, it's not going to go through. They're not going to be able to get the majority to actually pull the thing full throttle. Although with some of these rhinos in the Senate, you are starting to wonder, okay? But that's what's on the line. Don't forget it. Folks, Trumpism is taking over the Western Hemisphere. The Don Roe doctrine is winning. We've got people like Bukele, we've got Javier Milei, and now Costa Rica right-winger Laura Fernandez just crushed the Socialist Party election after campaigning on cracking down on criminality. They're basically taking the same model as Bukele. She wants to open a CCOT in Costa Rica. Okay, this is who's winning. This is why Trump is so important, because he is taking back the Western Hemisphere from remember, I go back to the whole Maduro raid. Folks, who made the drones? Who made the anti-aircraft missiles? And who made the radar systems? Pop quiz for you. 3 nations were involved in this. They all got to see their technologies butt kicked, okay? All right? So that's all going on in right now, they are seeing that. I saw a question. Search the internet for what? Your precinct caucus. Okay. So, what three nations, though, just saw their butts totally kicked in Venezuela? What kind of drones? What kind of missiles? What kind of radar systems? Okay. Now, the signal groups are still going on, but they're still being found out more and more. Okay. Local law enforcement in Minneapolis, some Russia, China, Iran, thank you, you got it. Iranian drones, Russian missiles, Chinese radar systems all got defeated when we did the attack on Maduro, okay, and took him out of there. I mean, we didn't lose anybody, okay, so they're all looking at that, wondering what the heck, okay? So apparently, somebody in Minneapolis PD provided the tip for the ICE watchers when those immigration enforcement officials got attacked in Minneapolis. That's called treason. They need to find out who that is and prosecute them to the full extent of the law. By the way, the Grammy Awards, Trump posted about this. Did you guys see this? The Grammy Awards are the worst, virtually unwatchable. CBS is lucky not to have this garbage litter their airwaves any longer. The host, Trevor Noah, whoever he may be, is almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel at the low ratings Academy Awards. Noah said incorrectly about me that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton spent time at Epstein Island. Wrong. I can't speak for Bill, but I've never been to the island, nor anywhere close. And until tonight's false and defamatory statement, have never been accused of being there, not even by the fake news media. Noah, a total loser, better get his facts straight and get them straight fast. It looks like I'll be sending lawyers to sue this poor, pathetic, talentless dope of an MC. Okay? And then he goes on and talks about all the other people that he sued and won. So the libs are freaking out about this, folks, saying that, oh, he's suing a comedian for making a joke. Okay? It's not a joke. It's not a joke to accuse somebody of being at the island. Not a joke. And so now he's going to get sued. By the way, folks, did you guys know that temporary protected status for all Haitians is expiring next Tuesday, February 3rd, and now they are on the deportation list? So for those of you who are concerned about cats and dogs, I'm sorry. I can't help myself. An estimated 500,000 people from Haiti will lose their authorization to live and work in the USA. They are now eligible to be deported. There are reports ICE and Border Patrol are planning a massive operation in areas of the country known to have Haitian citizens, such as South Florida, Ohio, and New York. Many companies that hired those Haitians with TPS have recently fired them from their jobs after receiving notice that their work authorization expires February 3rd. Just remember, these Haitians can take $1,000 and a plane ticket. Okay? Oh, and folks, the greatest news by far of the last week happened in which state? Which state had the greatest news of the week? I hope everybody's picking up on this, okay? Because this is the biggest thing going on right now. Donald Trump just posted evidence Democrats are stealing our elections, okay? And everybody says we need to let 2020 go. No, we do not. No, we do not. No, we do not. DeWine and Sherrod Brown is crying about the Haitians. That's right. Freaking Mike DeWine and Sherrod, supposed Republicans. It's pathetic. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing out in Ohio with your Republicans. Get out to your caucuses. I don't know. Is Ohio a caucus state or are they a primary state? But anyways, if you're in Ohio, you need to get out there and make sure you get decent candidates. Okay? Oh, it's $3,400 in a plane ticket now? Dieta Arona says it's $3,400 in a plane ticket. I thought that was with kids. And George and I are going hunting together this fall, folks. In his home state of Colorado, we're going after mule deer. So, wow, it went up again. So they're giving out that much money now? Good night. Take your money and get out of our country. This is easy. Anyhow, moving on. Pennsylvania, Trump said 205,000 more votes than registered voters. He goes on the whole list, but Georgia, 66,248 underage voters in Georgia, 10,315 dead people voted, 2,500 convicted felons, nearly 200,000 votes were fraudulently inserted into the vote count instantaneously, and 4,500 votes from unregistered voters. And I made that video, a lot of you watched it, about Tulsi Gabbard, and they're freaking out. And I love this because Real Clear Politics wrote an article on it. And they said, and I quote, Why is Tulsi Gabbard in Georgia? Well, because Donald Trump sent her there. And listen to this. Okay? Olivia Coleman, a Gabbard spokeswoman, told RCP, we know through intelligence and public reporting that electronic voting systems have been and are vulnerable to exploitation. President Trump's directive to secure our elections was clear, and DNI Gabbard has and will continue to take actions within her authorities alongside our interagency partners to support ensuring the integrity of the elections. Just remember that Trump signed an executive order in 2018 during his first term, tasking the DNI with delivering an assessment of foreign threats. Joe Biden continued that, okay? He issued a continuation of that order in 2022. Trump renewed the order in 2025. So they are seriously looking at the fact that people have been interfering in our elections, okay? Thank you so much for these super chats, by the way. Jim just sent me another one for $9.99. Jim, you're just kicking butt this morning. Thank you. Okay, the Trump administration sees foreign interference as an urgent threat ahead of the midterms, even as the president remains intently focused on 2020, an election he insists he still won. Experts consistently say otherwise, folks. Consistently say otherwise. Okay, but anyhow, we can't let 2020 go, because if we don't see justice, okay, and that doesn't mean, obviously, those 4 years are gone, but the people who did this, where do they need to be, folks? Because they ain't out free walking the streets. Stealing elections is a federal crime. Okay, so you've seen the fraud exposed in Minnesota. More of it's being exposed all the time, okay? But now, California. Listen to this. Did you guys see this? 18% of the total U.S. home health care billing is coming out of Los Angeles County. Let me repeat that. 18% of the total of U.S. home health care billing is coming out of L.A. County. One county in this nation. One doctor billed the government for $120 million in 1 year. Folks, let me ask you a question. Serious question. Does LA County account for 18% of the population of the United States of America? I mean, seriously, because you would think this would all be apportioned upon population, right? So 18% of the home health care billing is coming out of one county. That means it should be 18% of the population. I don't think it's 18% of the population, folks. This is fraud on an epic scale. Listen to this. 2,000 registered hospice agencies. That's more than 36 states combined and 30 times more than the whole state of Florida and New York. And New York's full of fraud. This is nuts. Anyway, so it's not just Minnesota, obviously. But here's the beautiful thing. Here's what I'm gonna bring this to a close with this stream, folks. President Trump has sued the IRS for $10 billion. You guys know that, right? Because they leaked his tax returns. You can't just, a government agency just can't give out people's personal information, right? You guys are all into privacy still, right? Okay? But he plans to settle the $10 billion IRS lawsuit. And guess what he's going to do with the proceeds? He's going to donate it to charity. That is going to cause the libs to freak out even more as Trump becomes a magnanimous president. Oh, it's going to just blow their freaking minds. He's going to send it to charity. Okay? They leaked his tax returns. He sued them for $10 billion, and now he's going to settle it and give the money to charity. Give Donald Trump a hand clap for two reasons. One, for giving the money away, and two, for trolling the left in epic fashion with this move. Good job, Donald. Again, please check out my sponsor, MyPillow. That's mypillow.com/lumberjack. Big savings on those mattress toppers, pillows, all of it. And, folks, free shipping. 1-800-568-2865 is the 800 number. Always call the operators. Give those people at home business. 1-800-568-2865. Thanks so much. I got to go skiing with my kids because Monday is homeschool day at Giants Ridge Ski Area. and I am driving the Subaru. And so that what it does, folks, I got this Subaru. It puts me incognito with the lefties. You guys understand that, right? If you guys see a Subaru going down the road, what do you automatically assume? Do you think they're Republicans, Democrats? Do you think they're conservative or liberal? See, this is how you stay undercover with the lefties. You drive a Subaru, and then they talk to you thinking that, of course, I don't wear this hat. I'll put on my stocking cap. I just want you to know. Folks, thanks so much. I love you all. Keep fighting the good fight. We can win the midterms, but we got to turn out the vote. Trump is doing the heavy lifting on getting the situation resolved with the elections. Tulsi Gabbard, Trump, Stephen Miller, they're doing the hard work of deporting, getting the election laws fixed, all of that. It's your job to turn out the vote in a way you've never seen before. My neighbor has a Subaru, and she's definitely a liberal. I love you folks. Okay, I'll probably see you tonight. Well, peace out.